Next, we've been, for quite a while, we've been talking about the historical park, separating them, doing things, doing whatever. So we do the same thing, and then we can redo whatever. But that would be chapter 39. We'd like to delete that ordinance. So I have a motion to delete chapter 39, shade tree, and historical.
So,
Second.
Second.
Questions?
Yes, lots of them. This is the first I'm hearing of this.
I've never heard about this.
So
who's we?
well,
Several councilmen.
I've never
Hold on, I have
been
the floor.
part of it. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
One at a time.
so I do have a couple questions. One, deleting or dissolving or splitting. What is
Well,
what are you guys deciding on here?
I believe if you're going to do anything with it, you delete it and then start over. Am I correct, Andy?
Yes, so the code is essentially similar to the Shade Tree Commission that council may create. In the Borough Code, it's essentially the Recreation Board. So council may establish that by ordinance, so you could also dissolve it by ordinance.
But that's the. Thank you for clarifying that. But my question is still: is the intent to recreate it under two separate?
Right now, we're deleting and we can address that.
I definitely don't feel comfortable deleting something without a plan of action into this. I mean, I think we did discuss this. I mean, I remember when myself and a couple other council people came on board a couple years ago, we had plans to do this, which were shot down by other council people that seem to be agreeing with it now. But I do not think this is the right move to do without having something in place of it. And I was always in favor, and I spoke to the commission members myself about splitting the committee. And I do think that most other municipalities have a historic commission and a Parks and Rec commission. That's not unheard of. But for us to just dissolve this without a plan, I think that's very irresponsible of us. That serves a big purpose in our town, and to not have either one of those commissions is a big mistake.
Yeah, first of all, I'd like to know, was this something that staff decided? Was this decided at the staff level?
This has been we had several conversations before in the meetings, out of meetings, whatever.
Would you please tell me who he is, because I was not part of them.
I don't remember exactly.
All right, so this really was not at the staff level. This was more you have discussions and stuff. Because the reason
It's a majority.
the
Majority will make the decision.
All right. Well, I see here a charge to unreturn of Burke and Freeze on December 4th for communications for proposed motion regarding Historical and Parks Commission. Consider and analyze potential legal issue and communications regarding proposed motion for ordinance. This was December 4th. Who did this? Who went to him? Who went to him?
$116?
Yeah.
That's always me. If the question is asked.
Then who directed you to do that?
No one directs me to talk to the solicitor. I mean, I talked to the solicitor to find out questions were asked. You know, what would be the process?
Someone directed you to ask about a proposed ordinance or proposed motion.
Part of it should be the shade tree. We did start with the shade tree, whether you say shade tree, historical parks, it was a combined effort.
They're entirely different.
Steve, but the motion to do it is exactly the same. We had looked at it because we have been talking about dissolving the shade tree. That's what started.
Who's we? I wasn't
think
part
we
of
brought up
this.
the meeting several times.
This is a problem.
Steve had brought it up and said we haven't.
All right.
And
So now,
the
all
we
right.
is who votes in favor of it.
Yes, I understand that. So so you want to delete Chapter 39. You're going to wipe out the Historical and Parks Committee. There will be nothing. There will be nothing there whatsoever.
Temporarily, yeah. I don't think anyone's proposing not having a historical commission or something to handle the responsibilities.
And so what's the justification for dissolving the Historical and Parks Commission?
I would say I think
we must have discussed it, right?
I think that the Historical Parks Commission has done a really good job in a lot of great ways, specifically with events. I think we see a lot of interest in this commission and certain activities, and we're going to make sure that I would like to see that more people can be involved in the process, in addition to a lot of the people that are doing it now. So I think this is an opportunity to, although it's piecemeal together, not the way Nick wants it, an opportunity to do just that.
It doesn't make sense what you just said, because you just said Historical and Parks has been doing a really good job, and then you said you'd like to have more people involved. Well, they can be involved. They can always use volunteers. They always want volunteers, and it's out there all the time saying we need volunteers. So how is, you didn't answer my question, how is dissolving this?
I think that you're...
No, don't interrupt me. First of all, how is dissolving this going to accomplish that goal? And second of all, what is your justification for dissolving it? Because your justification was just saying that Historical and Parks is doing a good job. So what's the justification to dissolve it?
Getting more people involved in the mix. I think you keep using the difference between you being interested in having volunteers and other people being interested in volunteering for the commission. So we have people interested in volunteering in this fact, and we like to include them in the process in addition to some of the folks that do now, I think.
Why can't they volunteer? If you have people interested, why aren't you sending them over to Historical and Parks?
Well, there's a distinction between those two, logical distinction between those two things. And we're just pointing that out.
Okay, guys, we have a motion and a second.
Well, I still have a new line of questioning, and it's directed to the solicitor. Andy, is the only way to make a change to this commission to dissolve it, or could you split the commission? In our code and from your legal perspective.
Yeah, any change has to happen by ordinance.
Correct. So does the ordinance have to be dissolved, or can it be altered? Because it was altered in the past to combine them, and it was not dissolved and then recombined. So if you're telling me different now, I'm going to question the legal thing that made it combined in the first
I'm not
place.
telling you have to do anything.
Well, I'm asking you, is this the only way to make a change?
What I've said consistently is council can create or dissolve either of these groups by ordinance,
or
and you
alter
can
them,
amend it too, sure.
and alter that ordinance
Whatever
without
the
having
majority
to
wants.
dissolve the ordinance.
But the motion on the floor right
I have
now.
another question. What is you're planning on doing in the interim?
Excuse me, please. The motion on the floor right now, okay, is to delete chapter 39.
It's to draft and advertise.
What is council planning on doing in the interim? Are you having Main Street come in? Is this, or what? Of course, it's a logical
Special list
question.
of things you don't like, just bring them up as all
Now, would you
Josh Maxwell, Main Street, this is
That's
about
a
everything
very
that comes up.
logical question.
It has absolutely, Main Street's
It's
a
a very
possible.
logical question. They've done things with pocket parks.
It's a joke.
They
Hopefully it won't be for a long time. We have a very competent staff.
just say yes or no.
Very competent.
Say yes or no.
I have no
Is
idea.
Main Street going to be taking over in the interim?
I have no idea.
Who's taking over in the interim?
We're going off the thing.
Main
We have
Street
a
won't be
motion.
taking over.
Excuse me.
No, answer my questions,
I have no
please.
idea. We have a motion and a second on the floor. All in favor? Opposed? Thank you. Motion carries.
The reporter's here, correct?
Is the report